Yo, it's Goody Drew. Feel like talking, venting, whatever the fuck. Been thinking about my life a bit, so why not drag y'all into the crises I've been into? But then again, it's like I do, but I don't. I'm gonna talk about something. I don't want to take things too personal, but I feel like at this point, I don't know what choices for me are okay and what choices aren't. Because I feel like I got into the point in my life, or I'm not sure if like this is a point that most people get to where it's like I'm starting to realize every advice that I was given doesn't work as much as it works. Like it's freaking scary. So like I don't really know, and I guess it's like it makes me overcomplicate things too. I feel like I mentioned before about me having low self esteem, and I actually feel a little stupid if I just go on YouTube and post this shit or whatever. It's like, are you dumb? But you know what? At this point, if it's a bad decision, I'll just delete it. I'm trying to focus on if I think it's good, I'm just gonna follow my fucking gut here, man. So yeah, fuck that shit. Again, when I say I'm gonna vent, I'm not gonna make it too personal, but I'm gonna make it more, I guess, mind, like psychological. Not venting where it's like not venting in a way where it's like I'm venting about my life, my family. No, or not like that kind of venting. In a way, yes, but no. More so like the problems I have with psychological things and how it actually troubles me, and like not the problems themselves. It's more like the actual like I guess how you'd label it or whatever the fuck. It don't matter. But yeah, um, so that's kind of what I feel like talking about, and something I feel like that has been like a reoccurring theme of my life. And I don't know if this is normal. I'm gonna guess it's not, but I freaking hate the idea of if you think you're not normal, you are, which I kind of agree with, actually. I totally agree with. I don't think, in a way, there is no such normal, actually. The normal is usually just social standards for a certain group of people within, like, a social domain or whatever the fuck, if I'm explaining that right. But yeah, that's how I see it. And I think that's why when you look at it like that, it's not normal. But if there's someone that doesn't match those specific requirements or the things that define what makes that social domain, it feels a little inappropriate for someone to say it's you're not the only one when you can't find the other only one. So what this problem is that I'm talking about, now I know others actually deal with this to an extent, is this feeling where I feel like ever since like at a young age, everything that I thought was right was wrong, and vice versa. Actually, it's very confusing, and like I don't know. It's like gotten me to. It's like I have to switch mindsets, and yeah, sure. There's definitely other people like that out there, but like I freaking hate it when I tell people that I'm confused about what's going on, and then they say I get where you're coming from, but then I'm like, okay, if you get where I'm coming from, then what the hell am I going through? And they don't answer. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's something that also kind of pisses me off, but it's a little off topic. So what this thing is I'm talking about that's psychological that I want to say is that I feel like I'm put in a situation where I feel like everything my gut was telling me from day one was everything that was wrong. All right, like I remember I had a specific memory. Now this actually made me feel weird. Where I don't even know why this happened. I remember my parents gave me food. It was like dinner, but it was a bunch of vegetables, and I didn't want to eat it. And in this memory, I do remember when I saw the food, it's like my brain was like, "Don't eat it." It's like I was full, you know. So I felt full. So then my parents are like, "Okay, you're full. All right, then we're gonna throw it out." And then later on, I feel hungry, but it's like my brain's telling me I'm hungry for ice cream. So I tell them I'm hungry for ice cream, and they're like, "You're lying." And then from that day forward, I was like, "Okay, that was a lie. I'm gonna identify that as a lie." But it's like that wasn't a lie, and I feel like if I say that, like, I got into many arguments with people about like this thing in my brain, and I feel like I'm just tired of people saying it's a lie because at this point it's like, what the fuck is, what the fuck isn't? You aren't me. You know what I mean? So that's something that's like been repeating ever since like freaking day one, and I feel like many things I learned there's no way to tell if they're right, no way to tell if they're wrong. My gut would tell me what's right. I'd follow what my gut would tell me, and then it would fucking shut it down. And it was like a huge twist, and it's like you followed your gut and you made the mistake. So I'm like, okay, I learned from that mistake. So I do the same thing I learned last time, and I make a mistake again. And I actually, like, I do like hint to this sometimes in my videos or whatever, but yeah, that's just something like that. It's like it gets tiring to me because it's like I'm starting to think that lots of these things that people have in life, that I feel like these teachings that are given to me, that was a huge voice crack, but the stuff that's taught to me, I don't think it always applies, and I don't think these teachings are facts. And like this brings me to another mindset of mine, and in in my opinion, I think this is probably the most basic it gets when it comes to being mindful. I think it's obvious, but apparently many people disagree with me. So yeah, fuck that shit. If you think I'm wrong, arrest me. I don't give a damn. Uh, but I personally think there's no right or wrong, and I might have expressed that before. But that's something that I just feel like is something I'm learning repetitively from these, like from like everything that's happening. And it's not like people really disagree with me either. They agree with me at some times, but other times it's like they don't even understand me, even though it's like they're the same person that I would talk to with the same situation from a previous example or whatever. It's like I can't even put it into words. So yeah, like what the fuck, you know? So I don't know. I think this is another thing. This is like also like very fucking basic, but there's like totally a freaking difference between facts and opinions. And I don't think morals are opinions, but I feel like they're more so on that side than they are on the fact side. I think that um morals are very diverse, and I think this is obvious, and I mean many people agree, but like some people don't, you know what I mean? So like that's another thing that brought me up to it. I guess I'm just talking this video. There's like no purpose, but it's like because of these problems I'm explaining, it leads me to have low self-esteem. Because like imagine where you learn something. Let's say you learn something from a young age where it's like don't do this. Maybe it's something stupid. Like don't eat shit cuz your gut tells you to eat shit. I mean, obviously you shouldn't. But let's say this is in a world where you're supposed to eat shit, all right? So you don't eat shit. But then later on you see the same people that told you not to eat shit, eating shit, and then you ask why are you eating shit, and then they say, oh, it's okay for them to do it because of I don't know, because they're immune to shit. But then it's like, bro, if I told you my gut told me to eat shit, you tell me that I shouldn't have done it. They're like, oh, it's okay for me to do it because my gut told me to, but not for you because you were just eating shit. And I'm like, bro, my gut did the same thing. How do you not know I can't eat shit either? That's a really fucking weird example, but that's like something I like thinking about, and like that's kind of a good way to explain my life. And again, I don't want to think very self-centered or one-minded or very black and white, whatever the fuck. I don't want to think like that, which is why I'm trying my best to be open. But it gets so tiring at times because I feel like because like everything that I hear is right technically and wrong technically, and it's stressful is what I'm trying to freaking say. And I feel like maybe some people can't see these values I can see at certain times, and it fucking pisses me off, and then it just makes me like freaking hate myself because it's like maybe I'm the crazy one amidst all of this fucking chaos. But yeah, that's kind of the quick vent I wanted to give. You know, I might continue. I just feel like talking and posting them. Another thing, I'm actually thinking about maybe posting and talking on YouTube videos more because I think I have a serious problem with like my self-esteem and I fucking hate myself. But I feel like the thing that lets it out is talking, but I'm scared to talk to anyone because I feel like when I do, it just drives me insane because I feel like no one gets what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna post it, but I'm also scared because then I know so many reasons why you can't do it and why it's bad to vent and it's gonna do this, it's gonna do that. But you know, at this point, it's like fuck it, bro. If I make a mistake in the future because of this, then I'm gonna deal with it. Honestly, I'm like tired of people telling me you deal with a mistake, that's your fault, so don't get mad. You know, you fucking idiot. Like no shit, man. No shit. So yeah, that's kind of what I have to say there. So I'm like thinking maybe I'll post whenever I feel down or whenever what the hell is fucking conflicting me or what the hell is fucking challenging me, etc., etc. And I'll just let out my fucking thoughts. You know what I mean? And yeah, I guess that's one of the first concepts I wanted to let out. I'm gonna stay a bit on topic. The fuck was that? That was nothing. I'm gonna stay a little bit on topic actually, switch it up a little bit, but still kind of around the same topic. Um, I don't know. I mean, probably everyone agrees with me on this. Maybe this is a common fucking fact, or like maybe this is something that's like common with many people, or maybe like many people disagree. But I'm just gonna say my opinion because I think this is pretty obvious. I think that us as human beings, we're just like, we're animals. I mean, no shit, but like everything about us is like freaking animal instincts. All right, like the love, it's not in a way that I feel like is um given to us or whatever the hell. I'm not trying to sound controversial because if I post this on YouTube, can I even do that if it's controversial? But I feel like I don't mean this in a religious way because it kind of sounds like that's where I'm going to. What I'm saying is I feel like some people think that you have certain controls, or some people think that there is. I just feel like people don't understand how humans work. I feel like they think that we're different from other animals. Like, we're good. Like, we're animals, but we're the good versions of animals. And I don't want to, like, break the cold water on you. I don't want to piss on your leg, but, like, I don't think that's the fucking case. I actually think it's pretty obvious. Like, why do you think everyone has emotions that we need to let out? I feel like those are all results that were originally animal instincts that evolved into what we have now because we turned ourselves into a society because we learned about like how like it could affect others. We also have like I guess empathy, which I think some people think it's like humans only have empathy. I don't know, but that's kind of what I want to talk about because I feel like some people it's like we separate humans from animals. It's like animals are animals. Humans, we look at them as like kind of like characters in a way. Not even like characters. I don't know how to explain it. We just look at humans in a way where I feel like it's like I don't know how to say it. I don't want to sound stupid, but here's like an example, you know? Like honestly, I feel like when there's a fly or a spider on the wall, I get scared, and I have actually killed them a few times because I got into the habit of it. But when I was young, I'm learning that this is just my natural instinct. I just didn't really care, really. I mean, yeah, they're scary. They weren't fighting me. They weren't biting me. Fighting me. They weren't on me. They weren't biting me. They're just crawling around, minding their own business. And I don't want to sound like a freaking character from a movie where it's like, they're just a fly, leave it alone. But like, it always confused me how like people like would get mad. You know, like I guess I can kind of see that. Like you don't want them because they're dirty. They carry diseases. But sometimes it's like they could literally just be on the fucking wall. They could literally just be crawling on the floor. Actually, they could do what you think they're doing. They could be near your food. And I guess yeah, maybe that's something careful of. But ever since I was like young, and I guess I kind of shut it down. They're also living beings, man. Like not to sound like a freaking Jesus here. Sorry, that I don't mean that in an offensive way. But like I don't know, man. I say that, and then people are like, it doesn't matter, bro, because they're just flies, they're just spiders, they're just bugs. It's so funny. This sounds like a freaking typical like movie plot of an '80s movie. The kid that understood animals or whatever the fuck, and that's not my message here. I just like me personally. It's not that I feel bad for animals. It's that I just don't think others look. Not everyone looks at it like that, bro. Like I feel like I don't know, man. That's just my opinion, and they're like, okay, maybe you're a softie. Maybe I am. All right, you're just idiot. You're just dumb. You poo poo head because you don't understand why it's bad because they carry diseases. Okay, I understand that, but like I don't know, man. It just feels stupid because then I remember I like had arguments with my parents about this or family about like how I thought it was dumb to like get this mad around bugs, and they're like, no, it's because they do this and that and they're bad, and they're like, you're dumb. It's a fact. They're bad. But then later on, they start like probably a few years later, they start telling me about how they're good for the environment. And that's when I start killing them. They're like, don't do it. They're good for the environment. Bitch, you got me into that habit. Now I'm confused. All right? Like that's kind of like a good example, you know? Like I feel like I don't know, man. From my life, facts were never facts, and I think that's because me and probably many other people, we function our lives without using facts because like facts are more science based, and I feel like what we define as facts are much more just ideas, you know, like I don't know, man. I'm probably not the next fucking Einstein, but like that's something that I thought was obvious, and it just feels weird because I feel like we separate ourselves from other beings out there, like we're the only beings in the world, like that. Like I don't know, and I guess we do have pets. Actually, I'm gonna say that the people that have pets, they also kind of treat the pets the same way as they treat us. It's like it's us except for the other beings and our pets. And sometimes people treat the pets the same way. I don't know. I'm no like master of this. Who fucking knows? It's always been my opinion about this shit, and I guess I shut it down because I thought that was just a invalid opinion because of what I've been told was a fact, and now it's like it's confusing. People say facts are things that can be proven. But let's be honest, if we really think about it, many of the things that we are told are facts in our life, they might can be proven by others, but they're usually proven with things that we don't have access to. And I'm not trying to start a conspiracy theory, and I feel like I'm just saying because of that, it's the same thing that I feel like caused many problems in my life. I've been told things were facts because others can prove it. But those others have tools. I can't prove it because I'm not like them. But then later I realized it's all bullshit, you know? And like it got me in a spiral, man. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like, in a way, it's like you can't really trust anything. You just take it at face value. So like what I'm trying to do now is that if I think of something as a fact, I'll take it as a fact. But I'll also try to think where it's like it could not be a fact. So now I have this critical thinking where I have to think of reasons why I could be wrong for thinking about it. Well, humbaya, if you thought that was the answer, me having that little stinker in my head telling me the reasons why I shouldn't believe in things were also stuff that brought me down. Sometimes I would actually be suspicious of things that were true, and vice versa. And now I just look like a damn idiot. Like, it's confusing, and I feel like that's kind of what my rabbit hole or like thing is in life, and it's just it got me insane, dog. Like, who fucking knows? Back to the moral human whatever the fuck thing. This is something that's actually like in my opinion is very obvious, but you know, like back to the survival. We're animals. We're survival. Everything we do is to survive. We made a society, kind of to cope off our surviving skills because of the fact that we have to survive. Sometimes that comes in the harm of others. Sex and love is kind of just for sex in a way. Let's just be honest. We love people because we just want to fuck them. We're probably gonna do that, and then we just are gonna love someone, and then we're gonna fuck them because that's human nature. We have sometimes vicious like feelings of dominance or wanting to do something because I think that's also like animal instincts. We want to be the king of the kingdom. I don't really know how animals work. I'm sorry, but like I just feel like that's something that I also think is obvious. And I actually know people that agree with me, but then people that don't. And the funny thing is that the people on both sides I also don't exactly think are right because the people that say that we're all here to like we're all animals, I think they take it so seriously. I know groups of people that are like that, but they think it's like everything. They think that people have feelings. People will disagree with what you're doing just so they can survive. They'll lie to you just so they can survive. It's like it feels exaggerated. And then you got people on the other end of the spectrum, like or they feel like it's the opposite, where they feel like they're just good, or they're naturally good, or we have to be good, this and that. And I don't know, man. I'm not like I just feel like I'm in the middle here. I'm not even on the spectrum, which is very ironic because it's the opposite in real world. I'm the only one on the spectrum compared to most people in my life, if you know what I mean. But like, I don't know, man. It just feels like fucking like it jumps me, man, and it gets contradicting and etc. etc. My iPad's like really low on storage, and like I usually have to delete a lot of apps and then delete the videos and then upload them and just redo the cycle. It's almost 20 minutes, so I'm gonna end the video. Hope my TED Talk was alright for y'all. Yeah. See y'all next time. Peace.